You're listening to the 199th edition of the Bitachon podcast. We continue in the 91st chapter of Tehillim. Passuk Beis, the second passuk, the second verse. It's a famous chapter. We say it every night in Kriyas Shema. Yoshev b'seiser elyon, b'tzel shakayis leinon. The one who dwells in a hidden place above. The one who dwells, that's either Hashem himself, as it were, or it's talking about we who try to nestle into his protection. B'tzel shakayis leinon. We try to rest in the shade of his wings. And then we have our pasuk. Oymar Lashem. I will say on behalf of God. I will say, David HaMelech tells us, I want you to know something about Hashem. Machsi u'mitzudasi. God is my protector. God is my fortress. Elekai iftach boi. My God, I will trust him. He brings here from the Yalkut Shemaini. Oymar Lashem machsi u'mitzudasi. Shehu machsi. V'osi li kimin chayma. When I say on behalf of God that Hashem is my protector and my fortress, so I'm saying, or David HaMelech is saying, that God is a type of wall. He's a protector. He stands in the way of my enemies. He stands in the way of the forces that would wish to cause me damage. Elikai yiftach boi. My God, I will trust in him. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, B'shmi b'tachta, chayecha shu oimid l'cha. God says, you trusted in my name. Says, as it were, it's a response. I say on Hashem's behalf that you, God, are my protector and you are my fortress. And God says, you trusted in me. I promise you that I'm going to stand there. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to be there for you as a result of your trust. Another pshat in the Yalkut Shemaini, Oymar Lashem machsi mitzudasi, kol zman shetzara boi alai, ani bayreach l'mitzudasa shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whenever a trouble runs after me, it seems like they're running after us. It seems like the troubles are close by. What do? I run to the fortress of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of God. Shekenu amen nipla nabi ad Hashem. Passuk says, David HaMelech said, it's a passuk in Shmuel Beis, perek Chaf Daled. He said, I don't want to fall into the hands of my enemies. I just want to fall into the hands of Hashem, meaning I want to go to that place where I'm protected. I want to go to that fortress, which is Hashem. That's one pshat. Davar acher u'mitzudasi. Another pshat is, Shu machnis oivai l'toicha mitzuda u'maisran li. A mitzuda can mean a fortress. Right? It's a place that's enclosed. That's one aspect of it, but it can also mean a trap. It's a place that's enclosed, but it can mean a trap, a mitzuda. So, according to the second understanding, Hashem gathers my enemies into that place, into that building where Nasrallah was bombed, together with him, many henchmen. Hashem gathers my enemies into a trap, and he gives them over to me. We find that in regards to Shovachu, the explanation on the bottom is that it was an officer, a high-ranking officer of Aram, that King David was able to vanquish. We find by him, we find by Goliath. Hashem provided him the opportunity he gathered the enemy into a spot, or brought the enemy into a place where he could easily be vanquished. So we need to know Hashem is the one, he's our protector. He's also looking out for the downfall of our enemies as well. He's putting all the pieces in place so that we can win, so that we can overcome our enemies. Rabbi Avram ben Ramuch says, Right, in the first passuk, as we mentioned before, so we were saying how Hashem dwells upon high, we try to nestle into his shade. B'tzel shakayis leinon. So, when we are there, when we are under his protection, we are constantly underneath his wings, as it were. I don't separate my thoughts from him. I'm always asking Hashem for help. All day long, I'm saying, Hashem, help me. Hashem, take care of me. He is my fortress from those who wish to rise up against me. It's as if I'm in a powerful fortress. He is my God, and he brings about justice for me. He gets revenge. It's not my job to get revenge. Hashem settles all the scores. And I will trust in Hashem that he will save me from the pegoyim of the times, meaning from whatever things happen, negative events that occur. As time passes, it's inevitable that things will happen. And I ask that he answer my prayers. That when I pray, he answers my prayers. That's the Rebbe of Ben Aromach. Brings here from the Chavis Halavavos, he's talking about the advantages of somebody who trusts in Hashem as opposed to somebody who believes in alchemy. And for us, the proper analogy might be someone who believes in his business acumen, his successful business advice that he follows, whatever it might be. There's an advantage. There are many advantages to just trusting in Hashem, not depending on whichever idol we would ordinarily depend upon. A person who's an alchemist, so he's afraid that someone will discover his trick. A person, let's say, has some kind of trick in buying stocks, and he knows how to play the market. He's afraid that if everyone figures out his trick, he's not going to be able to do the trick anymore. So, this person who has a certain power is afraid that from every single person, a young person, an older person, anybody could come and take his trick. If I have trust in Hashem, if I have faith in Hashem, if I have Hashem on my side and in my life and helping me and taking care of me, so then all of the people in the world show respect for me. I don't have to be worried about any kind of damage they're going to cause me. Hashem even bends the will of the birds and the stones to this person's needs. As it says in our chapter, which is Yoshev b'Seisar Elyon, if we nestle under the wing of Hashem, so then all the good things happen. Hashem is our protector. Hashem is our fortress. We know we can trust him. And all of the world responds because of the fact that we are people who trust. The Maspik Loiv de Hashem says like this: a person is obligated to remember the promises of Hashem. Hashem makes promises about somebody who trusts in him. If I trust in Hashem, there's a promise. Where are those promises located? They're located in our chapter. It's worth reading the entire chapter there. Maybe we'll do that next time. This chapter of Yoshev b'Seisar Elyon is talking about challenges and difficulties that come. He's going to save you from destruction. Right? It's all about me being saved from the challenges and difficulties of life, of my enemies, etc. So, but how does it start? The beginning of the song of David HaMelech is built on concept of Bitachon, Why is it that I believe that Hashem is going to help me? Why is it that I'm so sure that it's going to work out? Because of my bitachon. As it says, I am saying, how am I meriting to have this salvation? How am I meriting that things should work out good for me? Because I am saying, Hashem is my fortress. Hashem is my protector. Hashem is the one in whom I trust. In the middle it says, Pasuk says, you are my exalted protector. You placed your abode. Right? So there's an abode. There's a place where I can get to that's with him. And there I am with him and protected by him. And in the end it explains, what does this come from? What's the root? It says that Maspik Lev Hashem. How do you get Bitachon? Where does it come from? It comes from love of Hashem, which is built on knowledge. And we'll see more about this soon, but the passuk says later on in this chapter, what is the foundation for this bitachon? It's a cheshek, a desire to come close to Hashem. That's when Hashem, if I desire to come close to Hashem, Hashem releases me from the forces that try to entrap me. And when I know Hashem's name, says the pasuk, when I know Hashem's name, Hashem gives me abundance and prosperity and success. Asagveyu. That means abundance. So what's the prescription here from the Maspik? He's telling us that what we need to do first is to have a sense of love of Hashem, an awareness of His name that comes from learning the Torah, that comes from pondering and contemplating our lives and all the kindnesses that Hashem does for us. Pondering according to Rambam, looking at the heavens, seeing the stars. There are many ways to come to love and desire of Hashem. But that's the foundation. And then once we have that, we build on that bitachon. We build on that our trust. And we say, well, if Hashem created all these, He can take care of me. And then the result is that I'm protected, I'm taken care of. Says the Ibn Ezra, a short concept, Oymar lecha bavur Hashem. And he points out the pasuk says Oymar Hashem, which sounds like I will say to Hashem, but that's not what it means. Le, which means to, can sometimes mean bishvil, on behalf of. So he's saying Oymar lecha bavur Hashem. David Melech is telling us on behalf of God, Shehu machsim tzidasi, He is my protector. He is my fortress. He is my God who I want to trust in, who I will trust in. David is saying, I tried this out. I want you to know, I'm not saying this just like a platitude. I'm not just saying something nice. I'm saying something which I myself have applied, and I've seen it work. I trusted in Hashem, and it works. He took care of me, He protected me, He saved me. Says David HaMelech, I will be your guarantor. I guarantee it. How many types of behaviors can we think of that there's a guarantee from one of the Nevi'ei Olam, one of the Tzadikei HaOlam of all time, King David HaMelech himself, he says, I promise you, I guarantee it, I stand behind it. If you trust in Hashem, you're set. That's the Ibn Ezra. Says the Meir Tehillos, we need to understand that when David HaMelech says that God is my protector and my fortress, it's not saying that God is obligated to be my protector or my fortress. What is the reason? It's not because God, Hashem, He takes care of every single living creature. And that's true. Absolutely true. But there's a different level of hashgacha pratis, perhaps we could say. When I trust in Him, then it becomes an absolute fact. If I trust in Hashem, there's no two ways about it. Hashem is going to give me what I need. He's going to take care of me. He guarantees. His absolute will be that he'll be a rock and a fortress for me, a powerful rock to protect me. It's interesting, I'm just thinking as I read this, I don't know if you see, but behind me there's some rocks, over here, and I'm in an area in the hills near Beit Shemesh, and there are many locations, if you look around here, you'll find caves. And the caves were actually hewn out of rock. They could have made the caves under earth, but they didn't do that. Well, most often, they actually were able to somehow chisel out the rock and create subterranean caves. Because, and this perhaps, with this we can understand why we refer to Hashem as the rock, Tzur Yeshenu, Tzur Miskabenu, Mogen Yeshenu. It means that Hashem is our rock, because if you want to be protected properly, you need rock. Rock is what protects you. It's solid. It's impenetrable. I think of the sealed rooms that we go into. They're solid. Hashem is solid. He's the Tzur Ma'oiz. He's the powerful rock. He's the reinforced cement that protects us. Says the Alshich. Oimar, I will say, Bendi Yoshev b'seisel lamala el yoin el mashafel. The passuk talks about the fact that God is Yoshev b'seisel el yoin. He's far off in the greatest reaches and depths and heights of the galaxy. He's in the highest spiritual realms. But whether God, as it were, is found in the highest realms, if I can get up there, so to speak, into the highest realms, that's nice. But if I can't get up there, and I'm searching for God's protection even down here, in the shade, as it were, where is the place of God's wings, as it were, where we are protected? It's in Beis HaMikdash, in the temple, in the Mishkan, the tabernacle, this place where we fulfill the will of Hashem in a concentrated manner, is the place where we experience Hashem and we can nestle into His shade. Hukarev l'karev. The Alshich says that God is close to those who call to Him. Ki kasher oimar le'machsi b'meshu elekai. When I say that God is my protector, God is my God, gam shaloi yishar shchinase ba'olam. Gam shaloi yishar shchinase ba'olam hazeh. Even if I don't see an open manifestation of God's presence in this world, eftach boi sheyaseh shelosi v'yatzileni. I still am trusting that God will fulfill my request and He will save me. So sometimes I feel like I'm down here. I'm not such a lofty person. I'm not feeling that way today. I'm not connected today. I'm in the dark, I'm in the shade, right? The shade of Hashem, as it were, is a place where you don't see Hashem. You don't see the light. But nevertheless, I say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I know that whether it's fully lit up here or whether it's dark over here, I know it's all you. So please answer my prayer. When you speak that way, whether I'm in the dark or whether I'm in the light, Hashem, please answer me. So then that's what Bitachon looks like. Thank you so much for listening. See you again next time.